Hi guys, it's Kat. Today I'm going to show you how to make this super simple brick wall. We'll be using foam board and a really easy technique. Let's get started. The first thing I do is cut a sheet of 1/4 inch foam board to the size I need. The wall I'm making today is for the room box I built in the last video. Cut the foam board to size and make cutouts for all the doors and all the windows. Line it up to make sure it's a perfect fit. Now it's time to start the brickwork. To make the brick outline, I'm using the file on a nail clipper to score the foam board. Any dull knife will work exactly the same. It just needs to be thick enough to create a groove, but thin enough to cut the top layer of the foam board. Miniature scale for standard size brick is 3/4 of an inch wide by 1/4 inch high. I cut all the horizontal lines first by spacing them 1/4 of an inch apart. And then make the vertical cuts on every other row. This will stagger the brickwork for a more realistic look. If you don't want any color, this super simple project is complete. It will be great for a clean interior modern wall. For red brick, I use dark red and gray acrylic paint as my base colors. A really simple technique to paint all the brick without getting into the grout lines is to use a foam sponge. Using a makeup sponge, I dab any excess paint off and lightly press it onto the foam. You can build the coverage as light or as heavy as you like. This is just the base layer. For the grout lines, I use a small paintbrush to fill in all the grout lines with gray paint. It doesn't need to be precise. Once that's dry, I go back in with more red paint. The layers of paint is also adding great texture. Real brick has a ton of variation in color. In order to give the individual bricks their own shade, I'm going to make a quick stencil. Take a piece of cardstock, I'm just using an index card here, and add some tape to make it waterproof. Then cut an opening 3/4 of an inch wide and 1/4 inch high, the same size as one brick. Place this over a brick and sponge on some color. I'm adding on some light red here. I'll also be adding on other shades of red, brown, and gray. Once you're happy with the color, add on a coat of polyacrylic varnish to seal it all in. You can skip this if you don't like the look of glazed brick. This last step is completely optional, but I wanted to add some additional texture to the grout lines. You can skip the gray paint step from earlier if you choose to do this. I mix a bit of white and beige paint in this needle tip bottle. If your paint is too runny, add a bit of cornstarch. Mix it up, then squeeze this mixture into the grout lines. Practice on a piece of scrap paper or foam because getting the right amount takes a bit of practice. I love the results because it really makes the individual bricks pop. That's it. I add the brick wall to the outside of the room box and it's complete. Brick is super cozy, so it's perfect for your fall and winter miniature scenes. I hope you guys liked this video. Give it a thumbs up if you did and make sure to subscribe for more. I'll see you next time. Bye.